Hi Taurus, it's with a reading for the sign of Taurus. My beautiful friends, welcome to this space. It's wonderful to have you here. I will be representing Taurus in this reading, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cross watchers are welcome, but please know that I am representing Taurus, and if there is any bias for me, it will be for the Taurus people. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm looking at the general forecast here for Taurus. Looking at the general forecast for Taurus. Here we go. Starting off with the Temperance energy, with the Two of Pentacles happening around you. Two of Pentacles happening around you. Oh gosh. Ending with the King of Swords energy. Ending with the King of Swords energy. Let's look at your frequency for the first half of the month. The frequency that you hold, Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups. And let's look at the frequency for the second half of the month. Frequency for the second half of the month. Nine of Swords. All right, let's start to clarify, Taurus, and see what we've got going on here. We have the Nine of Swords. There's something that you're worried about here the second half. So let's go into that energy before I get started and see what can be brought forward. Tell us more about the Nine of Swords. Tell us more about the Nine of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. High Priestess. Okay. Let's look at the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups energy. Five of Rods. Lover's energy. And let's look at Temperance. Temperance. Ten of Cups in reverse. Temperance energy. Hanged Man. All right. Okay, Taurus. As you're moving into, there's something here that you are working on. Something that there's a sadness here, or there's a depletion where you're just tired, or there's something that has been very hard to deal with emotionally. Something that's been maybe quite sad, or something that really has taken the joy out of life. It has brought in. It is connected in with the Hanged Man. So you have the Ten of Cups in reverse with a Hanged Man. So there's something that you're working on to improve. It could be a relationship that you have with your lover. It could be a relationship that you have with a family member. It could be something that has happened in life that really took out the happiness from life. And with the Temperance here, this really is a work that you're doing. Temperance energy is like, okay, if I just do a little of this and I do a little of that, and then I let the universe work on this. It's really understanding like you can only do so much. The universe is here too to do what it needs to do. People around us are here to do what they need to do. We are one, right? We are one. We are one in the biggest picture of things. We are one. Of course, we're separated into different souls and that kind of thing. So it does feel like this has affected your life, but you're realizing like it isn't all for you to fix. Like you can only do so much, and then it's going to take patience. It's going to also take a willingness to do what's necessary. That's another thing about Temperance. And it does connect. I am seeing the angel wings here. So and it does connect with the higher self. So there's a lot of things that are going on. And I think that you are, this group of Taurus people are really like saying, okay, I'm going to do my part, and then I'm going to let other people do their part. Like I can only do so much, but there's a nice quality here. Very nice quality. It's very loving, deep into it. It's very loving energy. Of course, on the outside, there's happiness and there could be frustration. There could be even some depression or anxiety. But on the inside, like there's a deep love. And that's really what I feel. I think there is a peacefulness here, Taurus. There is a peacefulness here. Now, for the first couple of weeks, you have the Seven of Cups energy. So I'm not sure if you know really what's going to happen. And I think really, like, as much as you can work on it, as much as you can design it, you may ultimately, like, not really be, it's almost like you're saying, okay, well, if I do it this way, this could happen. If I do it this way, this could happen. If I wait, this could happen. And ultimately, it feels like with the Five of Rods, you may not be the one that's going to push the button this month. There could be another person here with you that really has the final say, or that is trying to have the final say. Somebody that you feel very close to, or that you have a close relationship to. Could be a lover, could be a sister or a brother, but there would be a dynamic quality between the both of you, right? Very dynamic quality. It's like a special electric charge that you have with another person. Sometimes daughters can have it with mothers, and sons can have it with fathers. Lovers can have it with each other. Dear friends sometimes can have it, where you just have a friend that you just have that special spark with. Whatever's going on, this is connected into a special relationship, but there's been some contention there. There's been something there that has created some instability or even a problem. The lover's energy, it can be the bane of our existence. It can be the most beautiful thing we've ever experienced, and it can also be the most frustrating thing we experience, because when we're tightly knit like this, we do have to put up with one another, and it's pretty hard to separate once we're like this. You got some, energy fields that are really very much merged between you. So whatever the situation is, I think that you are contemplating, okay, if I do it this way, should I do it this way, or should I do it that way? But ultimately, it feels like, I guess what I'm saying is, don't feel too much pressure. I feel like there is something here that may not be up to you. You may be looking at different ways to fight with this. You might be looking at different ways to argue about this. You might be understanding that there are people around you that could have a different itinerary. They could have a different focus. They could have different desires. There could be a person here who really has affected your progress. And you could be at a place where you're realizing, like, okay, I've got to come up with my own plan. But then there's just some sort of trouble here that is kind of stopped you from moving forward. The Five of Rods is a frustrating place to be, because all of these people have their own rods. They all have their own weapons, and they're all the same rod, right? They're all the same rod. But what's different about the rods is not really the rods themselves, but the people that hold them. But the people that hold them. How can we mess up each other's lives because of our own passions, our own fears, our own inner desires? We can mess up each other's lives because sometimes it's hard to have control over that. What one person has to do might be good for them, but might hurt the other person. It's been something that's happened throughout time. I feel like, Taurus, for the next couple of weeks, you are in a contemplation. Should I do it this way? Should I do this? What's going to happen? And I don't think you're making any decisions. I think that if you do something, you're wanting it to be perfect. You're wanting it to go as well as possible. And it feels like this just really isn't the month. The month really is going to be full of contemplation. It looks like you have some clarity here at the end, but so if you're feeling pressure, it may be that you're trying to force a solution when it just may not be time yet for a solution. You have somebody around you in the Two of Pentacles. Oh gosh, that's really frustrating. See, the Two of Pentacles is like, okay, I'm going to make this decision today, and then tomorrow I'm going to do this. And there is a lightness to life. There's a lack of worry. There's a lack of deep concern. The Two of Pentacles oftentimes comes with this kind of a lightness to life, right? It's doing it this way, doing it that way. Tomorrow's another day. It's like a lightness. I feel like there's a lightness to life. There's somebody here who's making their own decisions, but they don't have this kind of worry, and they don't have the kind of pressure that you have. And that makes it really hard, because I do feel like could be a lack of understanding here, or a lack of care, or just you have a person here who has had a different set of experiences. And here you are in the temperance position, patience. Man, I think that ultimately you're going to need to move forward. And this person who's here, it is going to impact them. Like, it's hard to get somebody to move forward when they don't have the urgency. When they don't have anything forcing them to move forward, we can just meander around and just meander through life. But we have Taurus here who is struggling through something, really struggling through something, and is in a patience and kindness position, and is trying to think their way through and feel their way through this situation. But you have a person around you, or a system, could be a system around you, that really doesn't seem to be caring very much. It's like when somebody has a lot of money, they're going to have different cares and worries than somebody who doesn't have any money. Oh, that's no problem. Oh, we're gonna have to replace our washer and dryer, but no big deal. We'll figure it out when it happens. And there could be another person who has to replace their washer and dryer and don't know how are they going to pay for it. Like that totally different energy between Taurus and with this person around you. Feels like, and I don't know what's happening with the planets. I don't know what the shift is, but somehow it looks like you're going to have to force this to happen. I don't think the time is quite right yet. I don't think it's quite right. Now, as you're moving through the month, you're in the Nine of Swords. So you go from saying, okay, maybe it'll happen this way. Maybe it'll happen that way. Maybe it'll happen this way. But you have another person here who is of no hurry. There's no rush. And so it's like you're moving from just kind of, well, maybe, to like, oh my gosh, it's not happening. And it's the Queen of Pentacles here. So you're looking at, the Queen of Pentacles. She looks at the bottom dollar. She looks at what she needs to do. She looks at what's required of her to be successful. And connected to the High Priestess, I think you're intuitively knowing, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to make a change. I'm going to have to say something to this person. I'm going to have to move forward. And maybe this person here isn't going to like it. But here's the thing. This person here isn't even paying attention or doesn't even care in a way that's like significantly noticeable. Like they're just maybe not even connecting in. I can even tell by the mouth and the body language on this card that has that kind of an energy to it. So I think by the end of the month, you're intuitively like starting to really worry because it's like maybe you haven't heard from this person. This could be love. This could be family. This could be with a job. And by the end of the month, there's a decision that you're making. Like you're seeing it now. You're seeing it. And the King of Swords is a great personality aspect that you're bringing forward with yourself, because the King of Swords is able to see the truth. And he's able to make a logical, rational decision. And when he needs to, he can really speak. And he speaks with a very logic, a firmness, and he is building into the future. That's what the King of Swords does. He makes decisions because he can see a pattern. And he can see how it's going to be affecting him as he moves into the future. So there's something here that you're working on because of a pattern or because of something that you're seeing that could, in fact, continue into the future. And that's when the King of Swords comes forward in you and says, wait a second, I see what's going on. And now that means with the King of Swords, what does the King of Swords intend to do? Let's dig into the King of Swords. What does the King of Swords intend to do? Three of Pentacles. What does the King of Swords intend to do? Gosh, here we go again. Ten of Cups in reverse. Two cards in reverse. This person is probably benefiting from something you're doing. And whatever you're doing is hard on you. So whatever the King of Swords is saying, there's something here he's deciding not to work on. Something he's deciding not to put any more attention to. Not to work on it. Now, this is what I'm hearing. It's good to match ego with ego, right? It's good to match ego with ego. Apples to apples. Oranges to oranges. So if there's somebody around you who doesn't care, then it's not going to help you to care for them. Then when somebody's around you and they don't care, that gives you permission not to care. That's how we match ego to ego. When someone doesn't care and they don't want to work and they're not doing their share and they're not understanding and they're not being cooperative and they're not sharing what they know, then as a person, you can also do the same. Because if you start to overcompensate for that person that puts you in a place of you've lost your control over it, because now that person has the control. They're getting everything. You're giving everything, and they're getting everything. So, and then you have the Ten of Cups here. You don't need to feed this. It's like, I realize a situation isn't loving. I realize it's not happy. So I'm going to do everything I can to make, it's like when, oh yeah, you're going to do everything you can to add your sparkle, to add your ability to bring the frequency up. And at this point, I think, Taurus, you're recognizing, like, anything I do to bring the frequency up, the person's just going to take that. It's just going to get absorbed into the system, and I'm going to be left with emptiness. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to give of myself. I'm not going to share myself this way. I'm not going to feed this negativity. I'm not going to feed it. I'm not going to engage in it. I'm not going to. So it's a realization that this is a bottomless pit. This person could, because of their uncaring or because of their not paying attention, they are in reality like absorbing your care and concern and patience, your desire to do it perfectly, your desire to do it right. And this worry, it's like they're getting fed a lot of energy. And by the end of the month, I think as a King of Swords, you're like, oh yeah, damn. Yeah, I don't need to feed that person. I don't need to feed them my focus and my fear and my anger and my patience and my love. I don't need to do that because they're just accepting it. What's going to help this person? Pain. That's what's going to help this person. Pain, awkwardness, failure. It's the cold, hard fact of it. That's what the King of Swords can do. That's how rational he can be, how strong he can be. How does the Two of Pentacles person feel about Taurus? How does the Two of Pentacles person feel about Taurus? Six of Swords. Well, they see that you're moving into a better place. They see that you have something to say and something to do. Well, they're recognizing your efforts. This person is recognizing your value and they're recognizing your efforts. But they're still in a place of la-di-da-di-da, do-do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do. Are they feeling like they don't have anything to do with it? They're recognizing who you are. Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, and the movement and the improvements that you've made in your life. They could be whatever you're saying, whatever you're sharing, whatever you're wanting them to recognize. They could just be like, it's just good. Like my dad used to say, going in one ear and out the other. And it's not funny. It's not funny. But that's what it feels like. That's what's happening. It's going in one ear and out the other. King of Swords doesn't like that. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like to be ignored. He doesn't like to be dismissed. He doesn't like to be patronized. Maybe I'm being too hard on this person. Why is this person in the Two of Pentacles? Why is this person in the Two of Pentacles? Two of Swords. Doesn't want to know the truth. Hard to see the truth. Maybe this person sees it a different way. Two of Swords. Maybe this person doesn't want to see the truth. Maybe they don't want to hear about it. Maybe they don't want to know that there's a different way or that it can be done differently. We have the Tower. It could be possibly a big shock for them. Could possibly be a big shock for them with the Tower energy. Why is the Tower here? Five of Cups. It's hard to hear the real stuff. Hard to hear the real truth sometimes. But the Five of Cups is like, it can be worked on. There is a way forward. It just may be different than what they expect, and they may not want to feel the emotions of it. They really might not want to feel the emotions. They're wanting to avoid the hard stuff. Heart stuff or the hard stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and look at money. Looking at money for Taurus. Looking at money for Taurus. Looking at money for Taurus. Money for the month. Money for the month. Nine of Swords. Six of Cups. Nine of Rods. Well, I mean, you are connecting into it, soulmate, family, ancestors, sentimental energy here. So there's something happening here with the Six of Cups. But financially, I think that you're strained this month. There's something that's worrisome for you. Something that's worrisome. Something that you're trying to figure out. And I think that you are... you have been burned before. You have been hurt before. And this is connecting in with someone or a group of people or someone who you really, who is very important in your life, but that there is some hurt here. And this could be unfairness in money, unwillingness to share, unwillingness to see another person's side of things. Six of Cups. How does Taurus feel about the Six of Cups energy? How does Taurus feel? How does Taurus feel about the Six of Cups? Here we have the Empress. Could be connected to the mother. How does Taurus feel about the Six of Cups? Last Judgment. I mean, somebody could be working on a will. There could be families here that are moving through generational transitions. Let's look at the Nine of Swords. What's connected in with the Nine of Swords? Nine of Swords. Ten of Cups. You are concerned about a relationship. And this relationship is connected into money. You could be concerned about your own healing, your own progress. You could be, Taurus, I feel like ultimately you are, there is a problem here financially. There is a concern here. And the goal is to find that state of contentedness and that relief and that harmony of life. And when we're in a singular space, when we're by ourselves and when we're feeling alone, and when we realize like we are alone. Lots of times financially, we're alone in the world. Where our family can help us in love. They can help us feel together on the holidays. They can be there to, to receive from us. They can be there to give to us too. But a lot of times when it comes to money, we're on our own. We're on our own. Somehow something seems off here though, because when we're looking at the Six of Cups, it looks like there is a change coming in, a change of the guard, a change of a mindset, and this has to do around money. In the Last Judgment, gosh, I don't know, for so many years, we felt so independent by ourselves. And now over the last couple of years when businesses have been forced to close, people have been going through a lot of dire situations, health-wise, financially, we may not be so independent anymore. Our egos might have shifted. It looks like there's a situation here with family and friends or with an inheritance or connected to family generational legacy or generational money. With the Last Judgment, it looks like there is something happening here that's different, that's maybe bringing people together in a different way. But there are some of you, Taurus, that are feeling quite alone, and this is really helping you to see, like, what is unity? What is harmony between people? Is it just to get together to enjoy one another? Or how do we support one another? How do we help one another in life? How do we become a harmonious family? Does that connect into money, or is money not a thing? I think for so many people over the last couple of years, and even over the last year, there are different ways that we're thinking about money. Many people have changed their life. Many people have moved. Many people have left states and moved to other states. Many people have moved from big places to little places. Maybe people have changed their income from a big income to a smaller income, but they have a smaller house, or they live in a different place. Or maybe they're joining up and, creating merging living spaces. Maybe, on pieces of property, people are saying, you know what, we'll put a mother-in-law unit in the back of the yard, and you can live there. You can pay us a little bit of rent, and then, all of a sudden you have people joining forces and conquering because of that. When the wealth in America shifts, what is it? What was it? I saw a percentage. It's like over 300%. I think it's more like 500%. Can't remember exactly, but the amount of wealth that the common people have held has shifted to the higher elite people in a huge percentage over the last couple of years. What does that do to the common people? What does it do to the general citizen? It squeezes people. And I feel like there are people here that have been financially squeezed. And this impacts unity and harmony when there's a person that is down and out, and there are other people that are living in the higher glory in the same family. It's something like that. And I don't want to be preaching about it or anything, because the readings today have been getting into this lower energy, in the fear energy is what we're working with now. I do feel like there's a change here. There is a new way of looking at this with the Last Judgment. There is a reckoning. And there's a new way. It's like the Six of Cups, the family and the friends and the soulmates. It's like there is a joining of forces, and that is a kind of a new Last Judgment. It's a new birth, a new change, and it comes because of hardship. The Judgment energy is kind of a hard energy, but it brings the best kind of change. And as you're moving out of the month, I think that you are being extended something. I think that you are being included in a new way, or there's some sort of extension that is a change. It is something different, and it is something good. But at the end of the month, I think that you're recognizing that there is a shift here, a good shift here, but you're still in the Nine of Rods. So you're still leery of it, but you're not walking away. You're seeing it. You're questioning it. But I think for those of you that this is connecting with, you're recognizing the value of it. But here you are still looking at it like, well, what happens when all of a sudden you get a gift from someone? What happens when all of a sudden you get a gift from someone that you haven't had before? How do you feel about that? You just take it and run? Well, you're like, it's hard to accept because, you don't want to get... Money is hard. It's hard and it's confusing, and it brings in all kinds of obligations and things like that. So with the Nine of Rods, I don't think you want to sacrifice anything for this. You're saying, I have my own ways. I have my own interests. I have my own beliefs. I have my own things I want to do. Is this change that you're bringing about, whoever this Six of Cups is connected to, family or soulmate or someone, is this change, this new change I see in you, is this going to require me to give of myself something that's not appropriate? Like, I see that this is here, but what are you going to make me sacrifice for this? So ultimately I do think that there is a change coming when it comes to this connection of the Six of Cups, and those that are left on the fringes feel like there's a change coming that is affected Taurus this month. I think that it's going to be better, and it's going to give you some hope. It's going to help you to see how things are going to be different in the future. But with the Nine of Rods, you're also being strong and saying, I see this is here and I like it and it feels good. But, what does it cost me? What is it going to cost me? Because I don't think you're wanting to give up anything that's special to you. So there's still some more work to be done here. But I do feel this Nine of Swords is moving into the Nine of Rods. And the Nine of Rods is better than the Nine of Swords. Nine of Rods is There's more strength connected. It's more fiery. Nine of Swords, man, it can affect the mind, and it can really affect depression and things like that. You know, we have the Ten of Cups here. You know, like, when is it coming in? When am I going to feel that happiness? When am I going to feel that togetherness? So you are moving into a stronger place this month, and you are seeing something nice happen here. And I like that you are careful about this, because this is when we can get tricked and duped. But I don't, it's the last final judgment here in the Six of Cups. I don't think it's bad at all. I just think that sometimes people don't, when they're in a position of power, I think sometimes people just don't understand how it feels to be the underdog, right? So things are getting better here on the financial front for sure. And you will see some changes this month for this group that will be helpful for you. So that's good to see. Let's look at love now, looking at romantic love. And just a warning, today this romantic love section has been very practical, the same kind of energy that it's been very practical. We'll see what comes out for Taurus, but it's been very practical energy. So let's see what my team has to say here for Taurus. What does my team have to say for Taurus regarding romantic love? Romantic love. Two of Cups. How nice. Let's see what's here. Six of Rods. Six of Rods. Let's pull another card. Seven of Swords. Oh, so some good movement here. Something good happening on the love end of things for Taurus. We have the Two of Cups, which is a very nice connection. A very nice connection with another person. And the Two of Cups is really about, because it is a two. It is a two. It's connecting in with people and how people recognize one another and care for one another. And it usually connects to the heart center. So usually lovers, could be family members, dear close friends, all connect in with the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups is, okay, when it's time for a decision, or when it's time to make a choice. How do we fill our own cups and also recognize the need for the other person to have their cup recognized, and for the other person to fill their cup, but also recognize the need for the other person to have their cup filled? It is mutual care and consideration in making a decision. So there is going to be something like that happens. And with the Six of Rods, it looks like there's something new that you're going to be doing. There could be some of you that are connecting into a relationship in a new way, a new relationship, possibly. But it does come in with the Seven of Swords in reverse. So whatever is being done by these people, these groups of, these couples or lovers or best friends, it is moving forward in a more, like doing it more, like doing something together. Whether it's joining forces and stepping out into the limelight and saying, we're together, this is us. It does come with the Seven of Swords in reverse. So it does come after a period of betrayal, or a period where you just had something taken from you, right? You could have had, there has been something in the past where something has been taken, and it has left you with like a bitterness or a hurt or a need for protecting more protection. But this Seven of Swords is you're overcoming this now. So I'm going to pull the Seven of Swords away, because you are overcoming that energy, and you're moving forward with something where you're doing it in a better way or a bigger way, or you're doing something more. And it connects in with love and romance and how we treat one another. What is this that you're doing? What is this? What is this with the Six of Rods? You're like Five of Swords. You could be moving forward into some sort of argument, some sort of. This almost feels like a defense team, like people like what this energy feels like is people joining forces to do something and to fight something. Because we do have the Five of Swords here. It could be a protest. There could be some people protesting. But love is involved, so I'm not sure what it is, but it's that kind of energy. It's going to connect in with people that you love. You're doing something big for yourself or for others out of love. It's out of love that you're doing this. And it's like going into battle for love. It's like the age-old fight. What's in this Five of Swords? What is in this Five of Swords? Four of Rods coming in. There has been something that has affected how you feel about each other. There's been something that is affecting how you feel about your security with each other. Maybe your income with each other. Maybe how you love one another. Maybe it's how you trust one another. Something has come in and hurt. Now, we had the Seven of Swords first, right? It's almost like something bad happened. You've realized what it is, and now you're joining forces and going after that thing. It feels like this is a little movie or a skit or something. But we do have the Four of Rods here, so it does connect in with a nefarious energy that breaks down your confidence. There could be a person around you, or a people, or a way of life, or a system problem, or a government, or whatever it is. It has come in. It has affected your confidence in something, either your income. It's something that you don't agree with the Five of Swords. It's something you don't agree with, and it's something that affects your self-esteem, your income, your relationships. And this is connected into romantic energy, into romantic love. Wow. Oh my gosh. Very dynamic. Six of Swords. We have this Chariot energy here with the Six of Rods and the Six of Swords. So you've thought about it. You've realized what it is. And you're wanting this person or the situation to go away. Basically, you're wanting it to go away. You're chasing it off. I don't know what it is. You could have people, like, there could be potential for third parties here. There could be, it could be so many things. But basically, with the Six of Swords and the Six of Rods, it's a Chariot energy. So you have a plan, you have understanding, you have the passion, you have the reason, and you're doing something more than you've done before. And it connects into this a bratty energy with the Five of Swords. What is, I'm going to pull my shadow cards here. Is there a shadow here with the Five of Swords? One that I know of. The repeat confessor, I've been bad. It's like when we just confess so easily. We just confess it so easily. Well, when we confess easily, what does that mean? Maybe we're just doing it all the time. There's somebody here that's doing something that's hurtful, and then they just confess it. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just really sorry. We're going to make sure you feel sorry this time. It's that kind of an energy. Gosh, I feel weird doing this reading, but this is human. This is humanity right here. Is there anything else? The Call of Tomorrow. Somebody could just be delaying things, creating havoc, forcing a delay, forcing procrastination, not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Oh yeah, I didn't do it. I'm so sorry. I'll just do it tomorrow. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't get to it. I'll do it tomorrow. Write it down if it's important. There's a lot of things going on here. Write it down if it's important. Okay, that's it. That's all I have. These are just my shadows and my siblings. There's 8 of us. I found a few shadows in amongst us, but that's all I have. Some of you might not be connecting into these. This is kind of going deeper into the behaviors we can have. But definitely there is something around Taurus that has been aggravating, that has created a depletion of confidence or a situation in a relationship. And it looks like after some thought, after some conversations, it looks like Taurus is moving forward into some sort of argument or into some sort of conflict, pushing back on somebody who is trying to be some sort of a bully or trying to make it happen their own way. There could be some third party, some complicated relationships here that are being sorted out. It could have to do with money, but this was a romantic love. Sometimes we have to be in that gritty energy, don't we? It's not fun, but it really can help us to move forward into better. It helps us return back into love and light. But sometimes we have to clear away the darkness before we can shine our light in the way that we want to. Sometimes we have to clear away the darkness, and I think that's really what's happening with these people here that are sorting through some things. There's a lot of different energy here. So this Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords, it's an expanded energy. So it's going to be different for everyone. All right, my friends, that is it for Taurus. Wishing you guys all the best, and I look forward to reading for you again in a few weeks. All right, thank you.